topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and it is strange for us to say afternoon, but you're on the pre-show for a very special Cave Crew Double 2 matinee event. We had to cancel on Friday, but I'm here right now with Sir Big B.
Hi there.
And he's got a big surprise with more equipment. There's always more equipment every week, folks, so you're going to want to stand by for that. I think we got a great show. Big B is claiming the biggest epicenter of all time.
I wouldn't say it's the biggest, but I have breaking news.
Well, you said you wanted breaking news. You've never asked for breaking news.
That is true.
For an epicenter. And I've also got some big news with dates being dropped and the travel restrictions being dropped and finally getting back to everyday life, and we'll get to that. I thought one of the things that you and I used to do at the very beginning, it lasted about 10 minutes when the show was conceived, was talk about sports, though.
Sure.
And we do have there's all kinds of moves going on in Major League Baseball. You're much more of a fan than I am, but I'm quickly, last year I was a Blue Jay fan, and now this year I want to go see some games if I can leave my house. Lots of big moves there, but tomorrow is the NHL trade deadline, and both our teams haven't really done a lot, and there's been some major bombs drop.
There's a whole lot of talk going on, though, as on my side, at least, from the Rangers saying they're going after that guy, Rackle from Anaheim.
Yep.
What's his name? The dude from Winnipeg.
Oh, Mott.
Mott, yeah. I was just saying Ott, but Mott, yeah.
Toronto's in on him, too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of news going on, but not a lot happening. The Rangers made a small deal with Frank Vetrano from Florida. He's a bottom six guy. So we'll see. Tomorrow is the trade deadline. That's where they make the push.
So what's the deal? I've been reading about that. Lafreniere is on the block.
He is not.
He is not on the block.
He is not. That was a story. I was reading about that this morning, where Alexei Lafreniere, who was the number one draft pick by the Rangers last year, 2 years ago, whenever it was, the number one overall pick when the Rangers won the draft lottery. There was somebody put out something saying that he would be dangled as far as the trade deadline goes. And Drury very, very quickly after that came out, called a couple of people here, Larry Brooks from the New York Post, who writes about hockey, very quickly and said he is not on the trading block.
He's not on the block.
That's dead. It's not happening.
And of course, my team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, even though we have our savior goalie in the last 3 games, have been linked to Fleury. And of course, hometown boy Giordano the captain of the Seattle Kraken, reunited.
The Rangers are linked to him as well, Giordano.
Well, Giordano, if he comes back, well, not back, he was in Calgary, but if we get Giordano, he would be linked with his longtime partner, TJ Brody. He's 38 years old. I like all the big, like Boston really overpaid for that defenseman in Anaheim. I know they inked him today for 8 years, but 2 seconds of first and a pretty good defenseman in Johnny Moore.
It's where the league is going, and it's not even the NHL. You see that happening. The NFL free agency just started last week as well. Huge moves going on there. When teams are going for it, they are willing to overspend to get the player they want to make that push.
Now, do the Browns finally have their quarterback from Houston, the criminal?
They think they do. I guess it all depends on if the league is going to suspend him or not. He was cleared of criminal charges by a grand jury, but he still has 22 civil cases to go through, and the NFL is still investigating, so they could suspend him at any time.
What a great guy to have in your locker room. You might as well get Kaepernick as your backup.
It's funny because when the Browns were courting Deshaun Watson, I don't know if you saw the Baker Mayfield came out and put out this post saying goodbye and all this stuff. And there was a whole thing going on where the Browns, because of that, he was perceived as crying about it or whining about it. They was perceived that, the Browns want an adult at quarterback. Well, you got a criminal. I don't know how much of an adult that is.
He'd be better as a Cave Crew radio co-host.
Right.
Anyway, and we're quickly approaching the show, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason we're talking sports is it's a Sunday afternoon. And I don't know if any of you, I do it just for fun, have done a March Madness bracket. My kid is losing his mind right now because of all the upsets in the NCAA basketball. So don't follow it too closely, but apparently it's mayhem there as well. So mayhem everywhere in the world of sports.
It's that time of year.
It's that time of year. It feels good. Tomorrow is spring. We're getting an early jump on it today, ladies and gentlemen, by day drinking with you. And any new listeners, share this show. We want to get this out to a Sunday daytime audience. We have, of course, some weird news. We have Mike Jolitz scheduled to appear as always. We have Scotty in Chair, who's going to be with us again this week. We also have some real big Florida stories. And of course, coming up in about a minute and a half is Big B's biggest epicenter of all time. So grab yourself a Fresca or whatever it is you drink on a Sunday afternoon. Maybe treat yourself and have a beer or some hard liquor. We're gearing up here, Big B. And it just seems really weird to be on the microphone on a Sunday afternoon. We still have to go back and cook Sunday dinner.
Right. I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe I'll smoke something because it's going to be nice. Oh, no, wait. We're doing a show, so I can't do both. So to figure that out.
Put it in and leave it? I mean, I haven't started mine yet. But
it depends. Sometimes you got to go in. You got to spritz to keep it, moist or, it depends on what you're doing.
And it's all the event of it. Anyway, folks, we're going to take this camera down. We're going to get ourselves set up. Remember, Mike Jolitz, Scotty in Chair in the biggest epicenter of all time, and some great Florida news coming your way. Tell your friends. They'll never experience anything like this. Of course, Jason wants you to order Domino's. I was actually thinking maybe Swiss Chalet. I'd order a whole chicken and some sides to actually get some food in me, not some fucking stale pizza. Anyway, here we go. Let's do it.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
The show is about to start. Roger, we have liftoff. In 3, 2, 1. You are listening to the #1 shock talk comedy show on the planet. Weird news, hot topics, pop culture, improv, and shenanigans. All talk all the time. Cave Crew Radio at cavecrewradio.com.
Oh no, what's gonna happen?
Turn their back on men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of the men.
I said this without being Scotty.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Today's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clavin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Just before I begin, I can't help but notice the large supply of day drinking that Big B has stacked up, and of course Scotty with his little paper plate with some snacks. I'm sure there's lactose involved. Anyway, ladies,
there is.
Welcome to the show.
And water.
My name is DK. It is great to be here for this very special matinee Cave Crew Radio. Yes, we are recording live at 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, which is extremely strange for us if you were listening on the pre-show. But we're here. We're hoping to get ourselves to a new audience. We're hoping to break you of your normal Sunday routine and realize what fun. Weird sound effects here, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we are one day before spring, but we have a big show. Listen, we are live on cavecrewradio.com. We are live over on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter as well, and as well on TalkShoe on their new format. We are broadcasting live over there. If you are on Twitter or TalkShoe, we cannot see your comments, so we highly recommend that you come to the sounds like we got a police scanner there. We highly recommend that you come to Facebook, YouTube, or cavecrew.com, so we can you're not even on the show yet. I should have kept you muted for fun. Anyway, yeah, we got sounds from Second Life or something going on here. Ladies and gentlemen, I do digress, as I often do on this show. It is great to be here with you today. We do have with us our co-host from Queens, New York. He is the self-proclaimed president of the United States. He is the Duke of Urine Stench Ellie, as knighted by the Queen herself. He is also a university graduate. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, he is the epicenter of I don't know, the epicenter of something. And I was told the reason I'm throwing off here is I was told I needed a sound effect for this. This could be, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest epicenter of all time.
We now pause this nonsense and go to the CCR breaking news update.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am Sir Big B, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of all things family vacation, but I have breaking news in that front.
Oh, excellent. Do you need another sound? We're full of sound effects here. Hang on. We have more breaking news. This is like double breaking news. Be the biggest show of all time.
My son is no longer with his Canadian online girlfriend, so we are not going to Canada this year. However, we have now made plans to go to Phoenix, Arizona, and I will be meeting up with the one and the only Mike Jolitz while I'm out there.
Oh my God, my future retirement site.
Much like we were talking about in the pre-show, things going fast and furious this week.
Oh my God. You got big fanfare from that. Jason Scott is shocked. I think I should be drinking out of cans and not bottles today.
Much like we were talking about in the pre-show, where things were going fast and furious and free agency and things are going to get crazy come tomorrow with the NHL trade deadline. This went down fast and furious this week.
So you actually still had plans to come and meet Jason Scott and myself in Canada.
We were all in on Canada. As happens with dinner, you know, the family sits down and we talk about things. My wife asked my son how his girl was doing. He proceeded to inform us that they were no longer together. And they have been no longer together for a couple of weeks. We just didn't know it.
Of course, it's an online fucking expo. I'm not going to Taiwan to meet my son's transvestite girlfriend.
I don't want to know about your son's transvestite girlfriend. That's a whole private thing between you and him.
If he was here, he'd probably clothesline me off the chair. But I'm just saying. We talked about this over the past weeks with Scotty and different people. Online distance relationships don't work, especially when you're 16 years old.
Of course. But we were all in to go to Canada and, you know, hook up with Jason and Amanda and you and all of that. We were all in to go to Canada. So after he informed us about this, the talk of vacation suddenly pivoted. And my younger son is into rock collecting. He likes collecting various rocks. So the idea went to Arizona to go to Grand Canyon and search dry riverbeds and rock hunt and all of this stuff. So we all agreed on Arizona. I reached out to Mike Jolitz and was discussing various locations. And he's only about 30 minutes away from Phoenix. So we're going to be staying in. The flight is already booked. I booked an Airbnb in Phoenix. And we are going to hang out one of the days while we're there. More information will be gathered as we get closer, but we are on board. I'll be hanging out with Mike Jolitz at some point this summer in Phoenix, Arizona.
So, you know, Stu was the guy. He traveled everywhere. He came to Canada. He came to New York. You and I have yet to get together. I will tell you of our vacation plans after we bring in our co-host. But and I also have a major announcement. But all you fans here in Canada that were awaiting the arrival of the one and only Big B are going to have to wait. He is switched from Canada to Phoenix, Arizona. Let me warn you, friend. I don't know when you're going, but it's going to be fucking hot.
Well, I've been there. I've been there once in the early 90s with the band. My wife has been there, so we know I'm going at the end of June. It's June 29th to July 4th, and we're coming back the night of July 4th. So we know it's going to be hot. We're preparing for that. Let me also say this, that my wife gave me the opportunity. She said, so I said, all right, we're not going to go to Canada, blah, blah, blah. She said, if you still want to go for a weekend, you can go up to Canada and hang out with your friends up there, she says. So she has left it open for a weekend trek up to Canada for me, and just me, apparently.
Well, and that's what Stu did. And I don't think I'd bring you here, although now that things are opening up, it would be much better. But maybe we'll all meet in Toronto for a mini conference, and we can maybe go see a ball game and hit that. I mean, that's a big city that you'd love. Yeah, Jason's going to get a double blow. Boots and Hearts is probably off.
Well, I don't know what Boots and Hearts is.
We'll get back to that. But Jason, if anyone wants to meet Jason and buy some Sensi off his wonderful partner Amanda, they will be in Niagara Falls the same weekend. The Big B. So Jason, who is one of the semifinalists, been on the show many times. You can go to Niagara Falls and see Jason, or you can go to Arizona and see Big B. Buy some Sensi. Jason and his group will all be wearing helmets and masks, so they're easy to find, even in a big tourist trap. I will give my location shortly. Go ahead and bring our friend in, who is doing a tribute to Choo Choo Stew today.
This being a matinee Sunday show, it looks like he was on a Saturday Night Bender. It is the only two-time loser of the Big B Believe It or What Challenge, live from the Paris of Appalachia. I give you Scotty and Chair.
Hello. How's it going, guys?
How's it going? You had a Saturday night music show last night.
Yeah, it went okay.
Were you spinning some tunes?
Absolutely. It was ladies' night last night, so I found some women-fronted bands, and I had a great time.
Now
I did a show on Friday, so everything was good.
Oh, a back-to-back jacks for the music cafe. Now,
you weren't on, so I might as well fill some space and some time.
Hey, we need someone to back up. We just couldn't make it this weekend. But now listen, have you made any headway into any of the bars or the dating situations that we suggested to you over the Valentine's show, since it was ladies' night last night?
No, I did not.
No.
So that's still in the works. It's just going to be, a little bit of tough time trying to get down to downtown. So, I mean, other than that, it's a work in progress.
Now, is there, we haven't heard in weeks and weeks and weeks about Chair.
Chair's fine. Chair's doing good.
Chair just collecting laundry now. Was that just a fad?
No, Chair is still hanging out. Chair and I still have plans to go down through Pittsburgh and check out some spots and, do whatever we need to do. So it is, like I said, a work in progress. So there are plans to go probably down South Side first, and then probably the Strip, and then check out Pittsburgh itself. So
I have not seen. I have not seen a post from the Scotty and Chair Facebook page in quite some time. I think the last post I saw was when you took a picture of the chair and there was that crap on the wall that we didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I know it's been a while, but like I said, everything's going to be planned out here shortly, and you'll see more postings.
You're still dusting and putting Glade on Chair and keeping him looking sharp.
Absolutely. He's going to be decked out. He's going to have a bow tie and everything.
Now, you are also, before I get into my shenanigans, before we get into the actual stuff of the show, you are going away as well. And anyone that wants to see Scotty and Chair can go to Seattle, Washington.
I'm actually about half an hour away in Tacoma. So if you're in the Tacoma area, I will be there May 7th. No, May May 5th through the rest of the week. So till Thursday. I don't remember what the actual date is.
Everyone's going on tour. Have you broken and will you bring a chair as your carry-on?
It's possible. I've asked. I have a friend who works for American Airlines, and he said it's possible. So it's something to look at. So we'll see.
We want to see Chair go as well. Chair's got to meet the family back home.
Yeah, I think they'll enjoy it if I bring them.
Either that or you'll never return to Pittsburgh because you'll be committed.
More than likely, they'll come and find me at the gate going, what the heck are you doing?
I think it would be excellent because now that I think of it, whenever you go into like a busy airport and stuff like that, there's, especially nowadays, there's long lines. You got to wait. You got to, you're forced to stand and wait and do all these different things, jump through hoops, and you got a fucking chair. And all you got to do is unfold it for a few minutes and you got a place that you'll be the envy of every traveler across this.
I could be standing in line about 40, 50 people deep and sit down.
Who needs a backpack with essentials like medication or water or passports or anything else? The chair should be the carry-on. What do you think, Big B?
So are you saying, with that advice to Scotty, are you saying that that's what I should pack as well on my trip to the desert in Phoenix, Arizona?
I think you have to bring a chair.
Yes. A lawn chair.
A lawn chair.
Not water or anything else.
No.
Chair.
Yes.
Chair.
But not a chair, because you're going down to the warmth. You'll be out in the desert and all this stuff. I would bring a lawn chair.
A lawn chair. Okay. See, the advice I was given by the lady I'm renting the Airbnb from was to carry plenty of water with you when you're out. But I will bypass that advice and heed yours and bring a lawn chair.
Well, now here's where you could bring in Amanda's expertise on things. I have been online, and there are apparently helmets that you can buy that I think people normally sit beers inside, but you could put water.
There you go.
So you could have your helmet on. And
it's funny because my wife's looking up various things for the sun, for the desert, and hats, and obviously you want to wear a hat to keep the heat, the sun off your head. And she discovered pith helmets. So she's looking into pith helmets right now.
What the fuck is a pith helmet?
Oh, look it up. It's not a construction helmet. It's like a hunting kind of type helmet. Look it up. You see pith helmets in the jungles of Africa and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's a military helmet.
I do have a new chapeau that I have purchased that I will bring on after Mike Jolitz reads the news.
And then you got to get one of those spritzer water bottles that have the fan on them so that you can always be,
Well, I bought 4 24-ounce double-walled insulated water bottles.
You are like the most I lose my mind with my wife, and I'm going to go into my thing in a minute here, but I can't get her off her ass to plan for shit if my life depended on it. and it doesn't matter if it's, painting a room in the house or traveling on a vacation. I got to handle I like how you order in advance, and I pretty much do that a lot too. All right, I have I guess mine isn't such a major vacation announcement because I never announced where I was going in the first place. But ladies and gentlemen, good news here in Canada. On Monday, we are losing our mass. Finally, we're so behind everyone else. And of course now, typical socialist left-wing, leftist Democrat Canada, there's all these protests and things being planned that we are dropping the mask too early, even though you still have the option to wear one if you feel more comfortable wearing a mask still. It's just great for us that my glasses fog up. I can't breathe. I hate the fucking things. And to top that off, April 1st, ladies and gentlemen, the tests and quarantines and all that bullshit at international borders, mainly the United States border, which is 5 minutes away from my house, have been lifted finally. So here's what's going on. Well, yeah, I'll get to the other story in a minute. So here's what's going on. Our health and safety director at work just resigned, and he happens to be a Boston Bruin fan. I will be in Toronto the week of the 29th at the final regular season game of the year, the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Boston Bruins. My wife and I will be in Leaf jerseys, and Andy and his wife will be in Bruin jerseys. We might get on the Megatron. Second sporting event update is the week before. I will either be in Toronto for the Islanders versus the Maple Leafs, or I will be in Detroit to see the Florida Panthers versus the Red Wings. Things are taking off on the international border. I saw Jason here. It was originally my wife's big idea about this Boots and Hearts concert at this campground with special VIP pricing to see Shania Twain in a manure-filled field. And I have since talked to my wife, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen, Jason. There's still hope. You're not that far away that we will hook up, but I think I've talked her out of that. I was originally speaking of Myrtle Beach, but it looks like it will be sometime in July or early August. Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and Nashville for DK's family. So stay tuned for updates on that.
We were actually looking at Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge, for everybody who doesn't know, is in Tennessee.
Yes.
We were looking at that for last year, but because of all this COVID shit, we didn't want to fly because of all the stupid fucking bullshit regulations and all that. So we didn't do anything. But we were looking at Pigeon Forge. It looks really great in Tennessee. It looks like a great place to go visit.
Beautiful. Gatlinburg, kind of people that like to shop and stuff like that. And of course, if I'm going to be that close, it's going to. Do they have hotels? Yes, Jason Scott. You do not have to stay at a farmer's Airbnb like shit boots or whatever the fuck she was trying to drag me to. Or be at a hotel while I'd have to drive drunk for 45 minutes. Jason Scott, who is attending a country concert in Barrie, Ontario, is making fun of me for going to Nashville. There's a lot more to do there, Jason Scott. Tennessee is a beautiful state. Lots of lakes, mountains, and looking forward to it. Anyway, that's what stands. But my big announcement that I should probably have your little...
We now pause this nonsense and go to the CCR breaking news update.
It's funny how you're talking about decisions made sitting around a dinner table. So my son, speaking of vacations and all these other things, is at that age now where he's normally with his buddies. And if he's free, he'll come with us. And so it's so hard to book vacations and stuff like that. I don't know if he's going to be working. He's going into college next year. But when he's free, he still likes to hang out with us because we're pretty fun, right? But anyway, several years ago, we tore down the swimming pool. And he was continually bugging once the swimming pool got tore down because I'm like, no one's using it. I'm sick of all I do is clean it and vacuum it and skim it and chemical it, and I don't even like it. It's coming down. So he started on a hot tub, and this was probably about 3 years ago. So I bought I think it's a Coleman, but it's like a blow-up hot tub, and it served us well over the past 2-3 years. It works actually very well. You'd be surprised. For the minimal investment, my deal always was, if people used it, I would then put in a real one or a permanent one. I guess the blow up one is real. It's not permanent. So he was on me like a bat out of hell. His mother did not want to make the investment. And I was like, you've got my blessing. A promise is a promise. You need to convince your mother. Anyway, Friday night, we were out to dinner because there was no show. And I laid it on the line. I said, listen, I'll buy it. But, a deal's a deal. But, I don't want your mother making me sleep on the couch for the next 6 months. So she has now blessed it. We have a hot tub en route. Should be here within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I will send pictures when available.
So let me ask you this: how big is your backyard? Because now you're getting a permanent hot tub. You have what you've said is have a gazebo in the middle of your yard. Now you got this brand new smoker that you got to use. So how big is your backyard?
So you got to. My house is like yours. It's a side by side. It's very narrow, but the yard is very deep. There's a shed and a small garden and my wife's swing. Then the gazebo. There's room for vegetables and shit like that. And I have cement pads from the other hot tub that gives me 83 inches and 90 inches. And this thing I think measures 83 or 84 inches. And I have room, and then I have my deck, which is where my barbecue and my cooking table is, and I'm redesigning that once the weather warms up a little bit to have a spot for my smoker. I'm building a little stand, and everything will be. It's a long, narrow yard. It's actually a very good size yard.
Cool. It seems it because you got like 9,000 things going on in your yard.
It's not a carnival. There's a shed and some room over there. And then there's a gazebo with some room over there. And then there's a hot tub with some room over there. And then there's the deck.
Well, I'm waiting when you have some room over there. I'm waiting to hear, I have a Ferris wheel coming. For some room over here. I have a teeter-totter coming over there.
Maybe if you didn't cancel your Canada trips, I could give you a fucking tour.
Well, I am free for weekend trips up to Canada. We have to organize it, and I have to get my international travel. I don't know if I got to either get a passport or get my driver's license for international travel.
Yeah, your enhanced driver's license.
Yeah.
I know this would be a long way down the lines and we'd have to wait, but I think you should wait either until the Blue Jays play the Yankees or the Rangers play the Leafs, and we set up a weekend in Toronto and make a good long weekend out of it.
That would, especially if it's playoff time and the Rangers happen to face the Leafs in the playoffs. That would be wonderful if we could do that.
Okay, now you're high, unless you want to spend $1,000 on a ticket. But we might be able in October down the stretch. The Blue Jays and the Yankees might be in a tight race.
That's true.
That would be a good game.
And we could hook up at the Sheridan down by Union Station there, and walk over to the Blue Jays, take you to CN Tower and a few other places, and they actually have a good music scene down in Toronto as well. Right. A lot of indie music.
So yeah, we'll definitely hook it up and we'll figure something out between the Yankees Blue Jays game. Sounds great. I'd love to go see the stadium up there in Toronto.
It's not like Yankee Stadium. It's artificial turf, and it's still
the Sky Dome. It's a big famous stadium. So I'd love to go see it.
Way, I think is it today or yesterday? It was 30 years ago the Blue Jays won the World Series. How time flies.
Yeah, 1992. Yeah.
All right, should we go into our initial news, then Mike, and then the Florida segment?
Yeah, because we only got a couple of stories for the initial news. We can do that. Let me get to them. Hold on.
Do you have a banger this week, Scotty? Do I need to?
Nope. Nothing on its end.
Breaking news. All right. So let's, ladies and gentlemen, especially our matinee friends, we have a lot of fun doing this.
Now it's time for the news with our senior correspondent, the Big B.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking art this week on Cave Crew Radio.
Yes, this hold on, I'm gonna fucking these stupid ads. This comes from the Wellwyn Hatfield Times. I don't even know where that is. Headline reads: Artist paints Vladimir Putin. God damn these fucking things. Artist paints Vladimir Putin using dog poo to raise money for Ukraine.
Dog poo. Okay.
An artist from Wellwyn Garden City has found a unique way to raise money for Ukraine following Russia's invasion by selling a portrait of Vladimir Putin made out of dog poo. Dominic Murphy is used to painting Alice in Wonderland scenes, but with the help of dog Sybil, he decided to make a statement against Putin and Russia's aggression against their neighbors.
Okay, just real quick, because I know you get ads. It's a guy, and he's getting help from his dog. Just bowel movements, not really. Oh, okay.
Yes, Dominic Murphy is the painter, and Sybil is his dog. I don't want to do anything wishy-washy like doves. I wanted to do something to insult Putin and still raise money for Ukraine. So I did a portrait of Putin using dog shit. I mixed it with mud, then varnished the whole thing. God damn it. I mixed it with mud, then varnished the whole thing about 30 times so you can't smell it.
Oh, great idea. See, this guy's on the ball.
It's niche and it's quite the statement, but I really like the idea of being able to insult him while raising money for the people of Ukraine. I've had a pretty good reaction to it because people can see it's funny, but quite poignant.
As in he's full of shit.
Yes. Dominic has raised £500 so far after selling the original painting and prints of Poo, P-O-O, tins. These fucking ads. Putin shit at Hatfield Market. But he hopes to increase that total before making a donation to UNICEF.
But the cause is great. Now, so like if you or I were to go online and order one of these Putin shits, as they call them, if you or I were going to go online and order one, would it just be, you know how you buy prints?
That's all it would be, yes.
So ours would not contain actual dog shit.
No, it would not contain Sybil shit. It says here, I'm donating 50% of... Oh, these fucking ads are killing me. I'm donating 50% of the money made to charity, and I've raised £500 so far in total, but hopefully that will go up. So he's not even sending the whole thing. He's keeping half the money.
So he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of garbage as well.
Well, he needs to feed his dog.
Well, I agree, but you're doing this. Okay, if I was going to set something up here right now for UNICEF or the Ukraine, whatever, I wouldn't say that I am keeping a portion to myself. I certainly wouldn't tell you that I was doing that.
No, but he initially he makes it sound all, out of the kindness of his heart and for what's going on in Ukraine. I'm doing this for that. I'm going to raise money. Oh, by the way, I'm keeping half of it.
Yeah, he's the piece of shit.
He's a piece of garbage.
Yeah,
he needs poop and supplies.
Yeah,
I managed to sell the original for £150, so someone actually paid for a dog shit painting.
Now see that if I was going to purchase that, I'm not saying I am, I got a lot of shit on the go, no pun intended, but if I was going to purchase that, I would want the original. Or one of the originals with the dog shit. Like, there's no use buying a print and say, did you know see this picture here, visitor who actually chose Canada as a destination. That picture there was painted by a guy that used dog shit instead of paint. But a print would do me nothing. Is this all donation based or?
Huh?
Like the paintings, are they donation based?
No, he's selling them.
Oh, they got a fixed price on the print.
Yeah, he's selling them. He says here, I did the market stall, which means he was like at a open air flea market type thing. I did the market stall, but it was such a terrible day with wind and rain, so there weren't many people around. Surprisingly, I had one or two people who actually support Putin, so it's safe to say they didn't buy my work either.
Well, yeah, especially when you told them the actual ingredients.
Right.
Welcome to the show on a Sunday matinee, Facebook user.
It's always good to have Facebook user around.
Oh, of course, even on a Sunday. Poo Putin la Parina on a poo Putin platter. Say that 7 times.
Oh, I have something for you guys after this.
Okay, well, after the second story, before we go to Mike Jolitz.
Yes.
That's basically it. He's a piece of garbage for keeping half the money, and he's painting with his dog shit.
Yes. And he's anti-Putin, which is all good. Okay, next up on the news, Big B, you have another. This one should be a little bit more enticing. Well, look at this. Look how many we have on screen now. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Jolitz reads the news. This is really cool. So now we can have 8 people on screen. See, I told you about that. I read about it. I didn't know that it was true. So we can, next time we do Believe It or What, we can have Scotty in there in our ads and the 2 contestants. And good stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
All right. Mike Jolitz coming up in just a few minutes. Anyway, I just stumbled upon that feature. I wonder what else there is.
Next story coming from the liberal left-leaning piece of shit Huffington Post. Headline reads, "I'm a mom, a Mormon, and a sex worker. My career has been a secret
again
until now." Huh?
Say that again.
I'm a mom, a Mormon, and a sex worker.
Like if that isn't a rendition of Kill, Murder, whatever it is, Save, Murder, Kill, I don't know what is.
She's very excited about this.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm a sex worker and a nude model. I post nude pictures of myself and sell masturbation videos for a subscription fee on my OnlyFans website. My journey in this industry began in my teenage years, admiring models like Jenny McCarthy. I knew that guys found me attractive, and I was proud of the way I looked. I liked my body, and I was not shy about showing it off in skimpy clothes when the weather was warm. I got a lot of attention. I decided to pursue sex work after high school, but my plan to enter the industry was cut short when I married young and had my first child at 19. My priority was being a mom, and it's still my priority today. When I was 31, my husband became sick with an illness that eventually took his life. Caring for my husband and the stress and anxiety and intense grief that I experienced took a toll on my health and my looks. I eventually pulled myself together, quit my full-time job as a recruiter, and started nude modeling. Nothing says grieving the death of a spouse like showing off your pussy to unknown strangers on the internet.
Masturbating Mormon videos.
Hold while I write that down.
Hey, we all grieve differently.
Well, you're absolutely correct, Scotty. But I well, maybe
still
tell us. I'm just wondering what influence the Mormon Church had in this.
My first experience in the adult industry was when I made a video of myself masturbating and posted it on a popular porn site. Probably Pornhub.
Yes.
I gained a following on social media when I began posting photos of myself in scanty clothing on sites like Instagram. I began to funnel traffic from my social media and the porn site to my OnlyFans page, which I control and run.
OnlyFans, that's the catchword of the 20s.
There you go. It was scary quitting my lucrative job to do the sex work full time. Never mind the dead husband and the fucking kid. It's scary to leave my job.
Whatever happened to the kid? We know that.
Gone.
We know the husband's
off
gone.
to college or something.
I have a family to support, and I knew I couldn't fail. Though I felt comfortable and even excited showing off my body, I was worried about jumping into this world with no safety net. Fortunately, I've been incredibly successful in my sex work career, and it's a dream come true to get up every day and be paid to do something I truly enjoy.
Just you know what? It's like we were talking last week about the people that need breaks in the masturbation chamber. This woman wakes up, turns on her webcam, and bangs herself with a 12-inch dildo. It's better than morning coffee.
I gotta write something down.
Jeez, I guess I'm on matinee fire today, ladies and gentlemen. So now this is where I feel like I'm getting a slew foot on the headline, though. At no point does it mention the Mormon Church.
Patience, because it's right here.
Okay.
A widowed mom becoming a sex worker is somewhat of a unique story, but my story is even more unusual because I'm an active member of the Mormon Church. Life as a Mormon means keeping the commandments and upholding the promises that are made at baptism. This includes choosing the right when making decisions and living a pure life. Members are taught that the body is a temple, so we don't drink coffee or alcohol. We apparently get up and fuck ourselves. And pornography is not allowed. Members are expected to dress modestly. We are expected to conduct ourselves in a manner that doesn't go against the church's teachings, especially when in public. We're supposed to be an example for other members and others in society.
Yeah.
Well, that went out the window.
Being a Mormon goes beyond attending Sunday services. The Mormon Church is a tight-knit organization, and regular check-ins with the bishop, participating in church activities, receiving visits from other members, and acting as missionaries are all parts of the effort to support us and help keep us on the straight and narrow. Does watching her fuck herself with cucumbers on OnlyFans count as a check-in? That's what I want to know.
And then the person in the chat loves coffee and whiskey. Listen, I've had Mormons come to, especially when I was single back in the day, I was on my own. The Mormons knock on your door. They have their own Bible. Aren't they the ones with Jack Smith who read through the magic looking glass and Jesus took a canoe over to South America or whatever? I would have much rather had her knocking on my door and invited her in for coffee, which I'd have more coffee for myself because she's not allowed to drink it, and she could masturbate on my living room floor.
Well, she says her website is a sexy
fucking heartbeat. I'll tell you that.
She says her website is a sexy blog showing some of the parts of my everyday life, including cooking and cleaning. I take these photos throughout my house while the kids are at school.
Good for her.
Isn't that nice?
Good for her.
One
day the kid skips school and decides to come home for lunch. And there's mom.
Let's see.
Having fun with the spatula.
Let's see. This is a very, very long story, so I'm going to skip around.
Skip a lot of this. I think
she says in a big giant quote here, she says, "I'm coming out to my community as a sex worker, and I will continue attending the church with my head held high."
Could you imagine her I don't know what they call it, but like you're doing a confession. You're giving your sins, and you have an opportunity to step up in front of the Mormon Church and hello, my name is Cindy, and I'm a masturbating sex worker, and I like coffee.
She says she wants other women and men to know that it's okay to explore their sexuality without shame.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't have to hide our true selves or what we desire because we fear we'll be disowned by the people or community we love.
Listen, I'm all for freedom of choice. I'm all for it. All right, Scotty, before we take a short break and go to Mike Reads the News, not really a break, but, a chance for us to regroup, and I got to go grab that hat, don't I? See Piff helmet or not. I think I know what a Piff helmet is now. Anyway,
Uh-oh.
Anyhow, I don't have one, but I think I know. I'll bring that up after Jolitz. Scotty, what do you got for us?
Big B, the two gentlemen that were in the show last week that were yanking your chain and stuff like that.
There's nobody in the show last week.
I mean, 2 weeks ago.
You mean Big John and Squatter Steve? Whatever their name.
During the Second Life show?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about them?
They were my friends, actually. One of them came in and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, we were the two that were in the show being stupid with Big B."
Okay. Tell them they're douchebags, and one of them is, and one of them isn't. That's fine.
Right.
And now that we can have 8 screens, they're more than welcome to come and join us.
Yeah, they can go back. I don't care. I'm not going to yell at them. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can't promise that. The one guy we ended up liking.
Well, the one guy was fine. We agree. We eventually agreed. The other guy was just being a douchebag. If he comes back and he's enjoys the show and has fun, I'm all for it.
Hey, come on, tell some weird news.
But, yeah, I don't hold any grudges. I don't care. And like I told him before, I forgot about him until you just brought him up. So
yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, by the way, this is what happened. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other guy was kind of a pissant.
A pissant.
Yeah, pissant. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here on our matinee show, the crowd is growing. We appreciate you being here. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up. Cave Crew Radio is the name of the show. We got a really cool Florida segment coming up, so you don't want to lose us. But before we do that, we always are joined by our dear friend, Mike Jolitz, and who, if you missed earlier, Big B will be going to visit in person after canceling his trip to Canada after his 16-year-old son broke up with his online Xbox girlfriend that I warned him about a year and a half ago. We're not going to go there again. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Jolitz reads the news. We'll be back in about 3 minutes' time.
Don't go anywhere.
There's lots more on the way.
Hey. Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hello, DK. And hello, Sir Big B. How are you guys? It's weird being on a Sunday. Just saying, weird. Alrighty, guys. It is now time for the news. The 2022 BumWineBob.com Battle of the Booze Brackets is set. I'm rooting for another beer from Wisconsin to win. After 2 months, Tom Brady unretired. He's coming back to the Buccaneers. Bruce Arians was quoted as saying, "Fuck yeah," upon hearing the news. Arizona ranked in the top 10 for the nation's worst drivers. They aren't wrong. Mexico's worst, though, by far. Camel that attacked 2 people at a petting zoo in Tennessee was put down. The damn thing also kept saying, Mike. So annoying. They were going to put the camel down anyway, even without the attack. The Islamic State confirmed last week their leader was killed and named their new leader. He should be dead soon, too. And the one after him, and so on and so forth. Juicy Smollett did 6 days in jail for the fake-ass assault on him. Douchebag got 5 months and did 6 fucking days. Well, at least he was in jail with his attacker. Def Leppard has a new album coming out in May. It's called Diamond Star Halos. I heard the song kick. It was okay. I prefer the older stuff. Brittany Griner is still under arrest in Russia. In fact, they extended her punishment 2 more months. Hillary Clinton threatened them with getting Epsteined. The city of Chicago dyed the Chicago River green in honor of the Green Bay Packers and Vince Lombardi. That's weird. Why would they do that every year? F1 Racing Series canceled the Russian Grand Prix. This surprises no one. Sleepy Joe called Putin a war criminal. The Kremlin responded back by channeling Red Foreman, and they called Biden a dumbass. The dimwit Packers traded Davante Adams to the Raiders. What the feck? Talk about stupid. I don't know. Maybe he wanted too much money. I'm sure Rodgers can't be okay with it. Nikki Sixx is going to be on American Idol. I'm torn. I like the crew, but I hate that fucking show. And I don't know if him being there is going to make me want to watch it. But anyway, cool, whatever. And finally in the news, Marquette stunk up the joint and is out of March Madness. Ohio State advanced. The Wisconsin Badgers played Colgate and won. Yes, they beat toothpaste. Awesome. They play Iowa State on Sunday. Go Badgers. Alrighty, guys. It is now time for Tidbits. It's not headlines. It's just little tiny pieces of shit. Yeah. Pete Davidson is now doing Kim Kardashian. He joined a club few aren't in. Yeah. I have still not raped, and I have never slept with Kim Kardashian. Yeah. Nick Cannon's TV show was canceled. It lasted 6 months. It was insipid. Horrid. Yeah. NASCAR driver Ricky Stenhouse was in town last weekend. No one showed up for the meet and greet. No one. Yeah. And finally in the tidbits, Gareth got released from jail last week. Oops, I mean the hospital. He was released from hospital. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, that does it for Mike Reads the News. Hope you guys have a great show. You guys want to get me on the Twitter. You want to email me. It's Mike Jones. Gmail. Or you can call me voicemail, the number 701-3657. Thanks for listening. Later, guys. Bye-bye.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Search Cave Crew Radio.
The most awesome Mike Jolitz.
Always love the Mike Jolitz news. And maybe I'll make an appearance on the Mike Jolitz show when I'm up in Arizona.
Or maybe you'll do a scene from the desert with Mike Jolitz on the show.
Maybe.
Sure, you're too busy, but you can at least report.
Well, there's a lot of time between now and then, and I'll be in contact with Mike, so we're going to figure something out. They said he's only 30 minutes away from where I'm staying, so we're definitely going to figure something out and get together.
Maybe we can at least record a short interview while we're together.
Sure.
That would be great. Getting Epstein. Good old Mike Jones.
Yep, that was a good one.
Gotta love the Killery jokes that aren't really jokes because it's true.
And then that guy going to your Raiders from Mike's.
Oh, it was so great. Davante Adams getting traded to the Raiders. What a great trade that was for the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm so excited.
All right, let's see if they get a quarterback. Anyway,
quarterback.
We haven't gone anywhere yet, so it's all yet to be. I'm a Raider fan too. I like the Raiders. I got nothing against them.
Yeah, they went to the playoffs this past season.
No one remembers who finishes second, Big.
Nope.
Well, they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals, who was in the Super Bowl. So there.
Yes. And then they choked fucking cock. Thank God. I hate that team. And I hate LSU, if you didn't know. Anyway, we've got a good segment lined up here for you, ladies and gentlemen, just for our matinee audience. We thought you'd have some fun with this. And it's usually the last story of the news whenever it comes up. But it is, in fact, a last segment of stories of the news. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, since we're here before possibly a new audience today, the Facebook group is now at 1,043. Wasn't too long ago we were 4 short of 1,000, and now all of a sudden everyone is picking up steam. Must be Scotty. He's drawing them all in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for Florida in the News.
Everyone from Florida is stupid.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the News.
It is indeed Florida in the News, and I've got to get the order here. We're going right off the bat to the dude with the American flag. I love how I can do this now. Here is the dude with the American flag. Take it away, Big B.
Yes, in this week's Florida segment, you're going to see an ongoing theme. And by the time I get to the third story, I expect somebody to understand what this theme is.
Right. Name the theme, you might win a T-shirt. If you can name the theme, we'll send you a T-shirt.
This coming from the Miami Herald. Headline reads, door cam shows a naked man steal an American flag off a porch of a Florida home. Betsy Ross may be rolling over in her grave in this one. Florida police are asking for the public's help in finding a naked man caught on video lurking outside a home, then snatching a decorative U.S. flag. According to a Facebook post from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, the agency is looking to identify a man in his birthday suit who swiped Old Glory off a doorstep in Ormond Beach last week. It doesn't seem as if the person in question took the patriotic symbol to wave it, but to wear it. In doorcam video provided to authorities, you see a blonde, bearded man in the buff approach a doorway with something concealing his crotch area, possibly a shirt or hat. He grabs the flag, pole still attached, uses it as a fig leaf, and then disappears into the night.
I have something to add to this story.
Sure.
We have video.
I have not seen the video. I just read the story. I did not see the video. I can't wait to watch this.
How do I press play here? Oh, up there. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
That was amazing.
Exclusive video, and we got an oh dear God out of that. I did not see a shirt covering anything.
Nothing. It was unless it was inside the blur that we couldn't see. There was nothing covering nothing. He was using both hands for the flag.
He did look as he grabbed the pole, though. He was like, I don't really want the pole.
Yes, he seemed very confused as he was trying to, I guess he was trying to take the flag off the pole, but didn't know where to start. So he was just kind of confused and looking at it.
And then he just said, fuck it, I'm doing a flag toga.
Right. and that was it.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh.
Story number 1.
Florida never disappoints. I gotta find the order of these. Hold on. Okay. All right.
Don't worry, drugs will come up soon. I'm sure. I'm quite sure that he was on some drugs. I also have to look. Oh, and then it's this really cool gentleman.
Yes. This coming from clickorlando.com. The headline reads, naked Florida man arrested for banging on a house with barbell.
Him and the flag guy should start a band.
A naked man carrying a barbell is accused of threatening to kill another man shortly after a burglary. according to Brevard County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said a witness told them he heard a noise from a neighbor's house and saw Larry Gardner, who is 62 years old, naked outside and banging on a sliding glass door with a barbell Monday evening. When the witness approached Gardner, he said Gardner held the barbell over his head and told him, "I'll kill you."
Oh.
The report says the man slapped Gardner twice, getting him to drop the weight. Gardner then picked up a metal rod from the resident's yard and started chasing the man. The man then pulled his gun and told Gardner to drop the metal rod when another neighbor came out to help tackle Gardner to the ground. Gardner is accused of committing burglary immediately before the incident. He was arrested and faces charges of aggravated assault and armed burglary.
We've lost Scotty there.
I'm sure he will be back.
I'm sure he will be back as well. So we went from barbell to slapping to metal rod and then finally to gun.
To gun.
He slapped him. I would either kick him in the fucking nuts or give him my best punch I had, or if I had a beer bottle in my hand, or I don't think I'd slap someone in any condition, barbell, naked or not.
Well, this is what I don't understand. So the guy, not this dude who was naked, but the other guy had a gun on him. Now, it is illegal to carry it is legal to carry a gun in Florida as long as you have a permit.
Right.
And they have the stand your ground law where you can use a gun to protect yourself. So why didn't he immediately just draw his gun to try to get not to use it, but to try to get the guy to drop the barbell when he first raised it above his head to say, "I'll kill you," instead of slapping him and enraging him more? Pull out the gun and say, "Look, drop the rod and go about your business. But just get out of here."
Right. So what immediately comes into my mind is, I agree with you. He's fully clothed. He has a concealed weapon. He can draw that, not shoot him, but get the fuck off my property.
Correct. Yes, exactly.
Instead, in his mind, seeing this naked man holding a barbell, he is singing through his brain, "Let's do the time warp again," and he slaps him.
Right. It doesn't make sense if you're going to do if you're going to pull your gun, pull it immediately. Again, you don't have to use it, just pull it. You're allowed to. You have a permit, obviously. Pull it to de-escalate the situation immediately.
Yes.
You don't know what this guy's on.
A slap
he slaps him.
You slap a buddy on the back.
Right.
If you're old school, you may slap the child's bum.
Right.
To say bad, bad, bad. But when you're in a life and death situation, which I'm sure was stressful, I could imagine, yesterday I had a traveling salesman at my door trying to sell me new internet. It bothered me. I don't like it when people knock at my door. But imagine a man with a barbell smashing on your door naked. Would you slap him?
Well, can I ask you a question? Yesterday, in your very traumatic traveling salesman internet guy, if you had a concealed weapon and a permit to use it, would you have pulled it out to get him off of your front porch?
No. I said to my wife, honey, there's someone at the door.
So you deferred to your wife.
I deferred to my wife. And then I can run for a steak knife or something else because we don't have legalized handguns here in Canada. So I would have to assemble a weapon such as a hockey stick or something that would be much more valuable than a slap. Anyway, Scotty trying desperately to get back in the show. Is that it for him?
That was it, yeah.
All right, that was a good one though. I could imagine that. Imagine like you're watching the game or it's movie night or you're sitting down, you're having family dinner. Boom! I imagine that would really rattle the glass, if not break it. And you look outside, and I could just see you finishing your rib going, honey, there's a naked man at the door with a barbell.
Can you imagine?
Will you please go slap him?
That would be your reaction. Can you imagine, like, you're from any other place in the North, New York, even Canada, wherever, New Jersey, wherever, and you want to move down to Florida to escape the winters, and you want to settle in. You think you're in a nice area. All of a sudden, you wake up and you see a naked guy standing out there, banging on your sliding glass door with a barbell. And the full realization of, holy shit, I live in Florida hits you.
This is why, and you'll have to, enlighten me when you get back. I have chosen as a retirement spot, even in a small trailer, Arizona.
I really am looking forward to going to Arizona.
All right. Well, we've seemed to lost El Comrade and Chair, but we do have one more story, and we're interested to hear, ladies and gentlemen, if you can find the theme. If you haven't found the theme as of yet.
Oh, we have two more Florida stories.
Right, but it's only the three that have the same.
Oh, yes.
Unless I missed something.
No. You're 100%. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said over these past before I started this segment, there is an ongoing theme. If you've been paying attention to the other two, it should really be driven home in this story. This coming from bold.com. Headline reads, Florida woman arrested for walking into stranger's home, undressing and hugging multiple people.
Now, see, looking at this lady, I might embrace that particular Florida situation. I know it's not ideal, but you turn off the lights and it might not be so bad.
Flocka is a weird thing. I'll write that down too. Hold on.
I don't have a pen handy. I have a beer in my writing hand. So she's walking along and knocking on a door. She's fully clothed when she gets there. Doesn't do anything else. Doesn't, maybe grabs a cup of tea or a drink, whatever everyone's doing, and undresses and begins to hug people.
Well, it says here, a Florida woman arrested on Sunday after she entered a stranger's home, took all her clothes off, and began hugging and sitting on multiple people. Heather Cruz from
this one.
Huh?
I don't see an issue with this one. I don't think I'd call 911.
Well, it gets a little weird later.
All right.
Heather Cruz from Dunallen is said to have entered the property in Citrus County through a side door before exposing herself and grabbing and hugging the homeowner. She did this after taking off all her clothes. According to the police report, she told victims, several of whom were over the age of 65.
Okay.
You like it?
This is like that movie Cocoon.
Right.
When they all jump in the pool naked.
To get young.
Yeah.
They attempted to remove her by escorting her to the front door while she was still naked. However, she then allegedly grabbed another man's testicles.
Oh, now she's getting brutal with this.
And made lewd remarks.
This is way worse than a slap. A lewd remark is next on the chart to a slap.
They ordered Cruz to put on a shirt, but she resisted officers and had to be handcuffed.
Don't worry about your cooter. Just please put a shirt on.
Put a shirt on.
Yes. Your tits are really saggy.
She resisted officers and had to be handcuffed and placed into the back of a car. When police tried to close the car door, Cruz allegedly kicked an officer in the chest. She was then moved to another patrol car and then reportedly kicked a second officer in the chest.
So she was a kung fu.
She was a naked kung fu master.
She was a kung fu lady Godiva. She was
She's been charged with 3 counts of battery on persons 65 years of age or older, 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, and 1 count of resisting an officer with violence. In addition, she's facing a count of burglary with battery, exposure of sexual organs, and battery. She's being held on $48,000 bond in at a Citrus County detention facility.
So let's recap this. $48,000. Now I get the let's release the multiple kicks to the chest. This woman obviously she was a soccer player. But anyway, we're just walking in a door, ladies and gentlemen, disrobing yourself. The headline said she was sitting on laps, but it sounds like she was up to a little bit more shenanigans than that.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Now, did anybody get the theme?
Right. Let's take this down.
Did anybody out there listening to the stories get the theme of these 3? What connects all 3 stories?
There is one more story. Now, listen, I know some people have been listening and maybe got pulled away, and there's some in chat now, some that will download the podcast or watch the YouTube video later. Email us at cavecrewradio@gmail.com. That's cavecrewradio@gmail.com with the theme of the first 3 Florida stories, and you could win yourself a Cave Crew Radio t-shirt, and we will announce the winner next week. Nice. If there's anyone bright enough to get it.
Remember, what connects all 3 stories?
All 3 stories have one thing in common. It's almost like which one didn't belong on Sesame Street, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't have an easier chance at winning a t-shirt than connecting those 3 stories. And we don't just get t-shirts out of the ground. We got to pay for them and send them to you. So come on, throw us a bone. We do have one more story here, though, Big B.
We do.
And you got to wait for your final.
It's time for Big B's Big Bang Story of the Week.
Yeah, the one that kicks it off. The 3 first stories, ladies and gentlemen, were connected by what? All you got to do is let us know, and you got yourself a t-shirt coming your way, as long as you have a permanent address. Anyway.
And that becomes an inside joke for those who follow along.
Yes.
This comes from right here at my hometown newspaper, the New York Daily News. Headline reads, Florida man calls 911 for meth quality check. It doesn't end well for him.
But they would know, like, not to defend this guy. But the police would probably know, because I'm sure they test these things. And,
I'm sure they would know whether it was good or bad, or had, possibly had fentanyl in it and things like that, for sure.
So I'm somewhat in this guy's corner at this point.
It was a humanitarian gesture gone wrong, depending upon whom you ask, as we were just discussing. A Florida man called 911 to ask for a quality control check on the meth he had just bought, saying he wanted to protect others from buying the fake product. Police obliged, coming to his door and testing the meth, which was legit, and then arresting him. The call came into the Hernando County Sheriff's Office about 7 p.m. on Thursday. Upon arrival, deputies met with Thomas Eugene Colucci. Colucci told deputies he had recently purchased methamphetamine from a male he met in a local bar, and after having used a bit of it, believed it was actually bath salts.
Just a bit of it. I'm turning into a zombie. It's bath salts.
Colucci went on to tell deputies he was an experienced drug user, having used methamphetamine in the past, and he knew what it should feel like?
No, no.
Gotta be bath salts. It feels different. I only used a bit of it.
He brought out the suspect products, 2 small baggies containing white crystalline containing a white crystalline substance, and handed them over, explaining that the substance had not provided the sensation he'd been expecting. Worried that other people might buy the fake methamphetamine from the same person, and determined to protect his fellow contraband buying humans, Colucci wanted the meth tested and its seller held accountable for any irregularities.
So this is a drug dealer or a druggie or whatever we think of them as people we want to get arrested and put in jail. This is a guy that actually has a conscience.
Okay.
Sure.
If you want to
He's
say that.
protecting his fellow drug consumers.
He's like fucking the Robin Hood of meth addicts.
I gotta write this down.
I will hold while you write things down.
Right ahead. I'm just...
Colucci wanted deputies to put the person in trouble for selling dangerous drugs. However, he was unable to provide a name or any contact info for this individual. As requested, a deputy performed a field test on the sample of the white crystal-like substance from each of the baggies. The substance from both baggies tested positive for methamphetamine. Colucci, who's 41, was charged with possession of methamphetamine and 2 counts of possessing drug paraphernalia. As he was being settled into the back of a patrol car, Colucci complained of chest pains. So he was first brought to a local hospital, and then, when cleared by a physician, taken to the Hernando County Detention Center.
You know, I gotta add, it seems like in the back of the police car in Florida is when you call Uno. Right? You're either going to kick someone, or you're going to shit yourself, or you're going to complain you have chest pains. Like it's always the 2 seconds to midnight when you're in the back of the police car. Every one of these stories, if you want to draw another T-shirt prize, although I just gave you the answer. What am I going to do now? I fucked up bad on something really stupid, and I'm in the back of the police car.
Right.
Is it A, cardiac arrest? Is it B, kick them in the cooter? Is it C, vomit all over the place? Your choice, ladies and gentlemen, when in Florida.
The police go on to say... they offer their services. They say, if you or someone you know have doubts about the authenticity of any illegal narcotics you have on hand or have obtained from another person, the Hernando County Sheriff's Office is pleased to provide you this service free of charge.
Oh, yes. Just give us a jingle.
Just call us up. We'll test it for you. No problems.
No questions asked. If it just turns out to be flour, you owe us a coffee.
You'll be good. Don't worry about it.
I loved how he sampled just a little bit.
Just a little bit, and thought it was bath salts.
Right. I've been here before. A little bit of drug deja vu. This is not how meth hits. It's a little bit different.
And going through his mind, he thought he was doing such a good thing for his fellow meth addicts. I'm going to weed out this bad seller, and I'm going to get him arrested for selling bad stuff.
Look, in a few of these stories, there's no rhyme or reason to it. But in this particular one, the poor idiot's head or heart was in the right place.
Unfortunately, the meth clouded his judgment.
Right. He wasn't looking for a refund or anything like that. He was looking out for the safety of others. Like, meth really trips you, but bath salts is really bad.
Right. It's something that, like I said, he's really trying to do a good thing in his mind, in his clouded 5 brain cell meth mind.
Yeah.
He was doing God's work.
Yeah, dude, I just ate the worm out of the bottom of the tequila bottle. I'm freaking out. Anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this Cave Crew Radio. A lot of breaking news for our regulars. I mean, the people that are there on Friday nights, if they weren't here, they do not know the epicenters and the breaking plans and where your Cave Crew Radio hosts will be on tour throughout the remainder of 2022, where you could have a chance to meet us. I, by the way, wasn't allowed to grab my hat because my wife and all her cleaning put it away till spring, summer. I bought like one of those straw hats, you know, that if it's too hot outside, like it's not like the Chinese people. It's more like a cowboy hat, but it's a big brim. And that if I was working in the hot sun, it would, you know, keep the sun off me.
So are you going to wear overalls and eat a fucking long piece of wheat?
No, but it was cool. So I bought it. At least I'm not Googling for PIF helmets.
You said you knew what a PIF helmet was.
I do believe I know now. So I'm thinking back of those movies when like the British were invading India. And I think they're like those round helmets that the British used to wear. And
the PIF helmet kind of has, you know, we have a brim. It's got a brim on both sides. It's like a construction helmet, but got a brim on both sides.
It's a PIF helmet. I think I know what it is. I will post it in the Facebook group later. I don't have time because I don't have a PIF helmet in my some long rant about drug use there. Anyway. All right, kids, here's what happens now. We're back next Friday live, as far as I know. We'll have a great show ahead for you. Coming up in the next couple weeks, I believe Choo Choo Stew's vacation is the first week of April. So one of those 2 Fridays should give us the opportunity to slot in the second semifinal of Believe It or What. And we may get through this shit before Big B goes to Arizona. Anyway, it's time to name the show, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to throw comments out there in the chat. Scotty, I know you never have a pen. Did you write anything on that paper plate?
There was a comment about a spatula, and then it felt like bath salts.
I didn't have either one of those, so I can't help you out.
I like the description. There was a comment about a spatula.
Yeah.
I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. I will be better next week.
Can we do Scotty and chair and pen maybe?
Yeah, and
I have a pen. It's on the floor right now.
See, look.
Yeah, I know. I see that. I don't have I have to get a notebook.
Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Big B himself has the book.
I have the official book with tons of stuff in it throughout all the shows we've done.
I can't wait to get a copy of that when it's finally published. Yeah, I more or less scribble like that homosexual Hollywood psychic who's like, don't you ever see that guy on late night TV? He's about as feminine as a fucking pink, and he scribble. I see, and he scribbles like this on his paper.
Never seen him. I don't watch TV.
I don't know.
Anymore.
I'll come up with the name. I can't remember his name.
I'm sure you'll find him.
Anyway, I wrote down. He should be dead soon too. I still love this. I won't make it, but getting Epstein. I gotta go a little crooked here. I gotta turn my paper. I like this too. Can I get a quality control check? And then my last favorite was, there it is. The Robin Hood of meth addicts. Those were my favorites for either show name or show notes. Just like feeding the chair and Wall McDonald's. So obviously this person has been with us for a while.
Oh no.
Wall McDonald's.
Yeah, I say big BS4. Scotty?
I'll go 4.
You're both wrong. I have 5.
Oh, see, we're getting close, though. We're getting closer in our guess.
First one, it's better than morning coffee. I don't remember what that was for, but
it's that Mormon.
The Mormon lady.
Oh yeah. Next one, as DK was describing his encounter with scary salesman, so I can run for a steak knife. Next one I have, Flocka is a weird thing.
How do you spell Flocka?
Flacc. No, sorry. Flakka.
Is a weird thing. Okay.
Next one I have is exposure of sexual organs.
Got some great show notes here.
And finally,
this is probably going to be the show name, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't have a clue.
Masturbating Mormon videos.
Hang on, masturbating Mormon videos. I did also have written down a mom, a Mormon, and a sex worker. I forgot about that one. But I would say masturbating Mormon videos would take it with some fantastic show notes.
I will, even though that's the one I've written down, I like the one that you wrote down, the Robin Hood of meth addicts.
Oh, that's good too. Scotty, what do you think?
I'll take that one. I like that one.
Okay,
The
so
Robin Hood, yeah.
Okay, folks. So for once I win. I feel like who's that dude that took the plate, that baseball poem? Casey at bat.
Oh.
The Robin Hood of meth addicts. Ladies and gentlemen, is the name of the show. If you want this segment back, it's very hard to find multiple stories, but let us know. It's called This Week in Florida News. And maybe we can even have like one a week. You never know.
We need to find, remember that one year where somebody listed the top 15 Florida news stories?
There's 20 or something. We went through multiple weeks.
Yeah. That was good.
Let's see if I can come up with that. The best, the top 20 or top 30 Florida news stories. I'll find that and we can kind of do a countdown. We'll bring that segment back. It was a popular segment. I don't know that we actually had the stories, but we just had the headlines and we kind of made our own stories up.
That's right.
But anyway, folks, it's been great here spending a Sunday afternoon with you. Nothing changes in the afternoon to the evening to me. I still have to pee. I'm sure the boys feel the same, but it's been great. Now, look at this really cool part of it. You only have to wait 4 days, and we'll be back. And Facebook user said nothing.
Nothing.
By the way, do you like my light?
Yes, your light is excellent. I kind of like the daylight light. I got the sun coming in here. Things are a little brighter. I love Scotty's British flag. It's been fun hanging out with everybody. All right. I got to pee. I'm not wearing diapers during today's show. So stay tuned for updates, ladies and gentlemen, on all the travel that will be going on. I'm sure our schedule will be juggled a lot, but it always is in the summer. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. We'll see you soon.
Later.
Cave Crew Radio 2022. The tradition lives on.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tomorrow they will say, Donald Trump rants and raves at the press. I'm not ranting and raving. I'm just telling you, you're dishonest people.